Mr. Cooper.
Good morning, Chairman Crapo, Ranking Member Brown, and members of the committee. My name is Charles Cooper. I am the Commissioner of the Texas Department of Banking, and I serve as the immediate past chair of the Conference of State Bank Supervisors. It's my pleasure today to testify on behalf of CSBS. We applaud the committee's focus on economic growth and banking. I have more than 47 years in the financial service industry, both as a banker and as a state and federal regulator. Over these years, few things have become more evident than the value of community banks. They are vital to our economy and our financial stability. Also, over these years, I have seen many swings in the regulatory pendulum, extreme swings to either side or wrong. We must all seek ways to ensure a balanced approach. State banking regulators charter and supervise over 78% of our nation's banks. We continue to see firsthand that community banks are disproportionately burdened by oversight that is not tailored to their business model or activities. Looking beyond the industry's aggregate performance data, we have lost 2,156 banks over the last 8 years. That's 300 banks a year, nearly a community bank every day. And we have had only 5 new banks coming in. This consolidation cannot continue if we are to have a robust banking sector. There are many factors to blame for this consolidation, but regulatory burden is certainly one of them. We may have the best opportunity in years to appropriately calibrate our regulatory approach, especially for community-based institutions. I believe that this can be done while maintaining strong and effective regulation that ensures safety and soundness, protects our consumers, and meets the economic needs of our communities. State regulators were part of the Agrippa process, and we engaged with the Treasury Department in their recent work. With nearly 100 recommendations in the Treasury report and 440 pages of comments and recommendations in the Agrippa report, there's no denying that we have a problem with the volume, complexity, and overall approach of the regulatory framework. I would like to point out that the sheer volume of regulations confounds the best of our bankers. But the issue of regulatory burden goes well beyond the laws and regulations. It includes the interpretations and supervisory techniques that are utilized. How we operate our agencies can contribute to regulatory burden. How or why we got to this point is not as important as the opportunity we have to come together to address it. There are tangible recommendations in these reports that present opportunities for both Congress and regulators to have a positive impact on the banking industry and our citizens. My written testimony makes several recommendations for right-sizing bank regulation. Number one, reducing the complexity of the capital rules for smaller banks. 2, mortgage rule relief for community banks holding loans in portfolio. 3, greater transparency and timeliness in fair lending supervision for community banks. And number 4, an activities-based approach to defining community banks for regulatory relief. Our community banks need the relief to do what they do best, and that is to serve their communities and their customers. Regardless of the charter or agency, we are all in this together. We must ensure that sound judgment and appropriate flexibility are central to our supervisory approach. Thank you for the opportunity to testify today, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper, and I want to also thank all of you for the work you do and for the excellent testimony you just provided. You each provided some significant insights and some significant suggestions for how we could improve. I appreciate that.